Today in All Things 80s, this box contains a childhood disappointment. Welcome back to All Things 80s. Now, as I continue my quest to get all the toys I had as a child, there will be some toys that I will have to acquire that at the time were extremely disappointing. This box contains one of those toys. Now I think what I'll do is, before giving you the backstory and everything, I'm just going to get this one opened up and you will see immediately why this toy was a massive disappointment back then, and I imagine it still will be a disappointment. But anyway, let's get it opened up and we'll talk all about it. Okay, so I'm assuming, okay, it's in here. I thought I'd been sold a bunch of paper there. So, obviously it's pretty small. So yes, should I show you? No, I'm going to take, it's in a Ziploc, so if I can get this out without you seeing, and then I can do the big reveal. Who actually reveals a disappointment? I don't know. But anyway, haven't seen this in decades, and yeah, it still sucks. But anyway, it's T-Bob and Scott Tracker. Now, the reason this was a massive disappointment back in the 80s was the fact that, now I don't remember the exact circumstance as to why my mum had promised me she would get me a M.a.s.k toy. It could have been a good report card at school, or for whatever reason, I was going to school and she was going into Edinburgh, and she said she would get me a M.a.s.k toy. Now, even then, I knew I wouldn't be getting a Thunderhawk or a Boulder Hill. But in the back of my mind, I thought, well, there's a good chance it might be one of the smaller vehicles, maybe a Condor, or at the very least, a twin pack of figures. So, spent all day at school dreaming about what M.a.s.k toy I was going to come home to. And upon walking in the house, my mom presented me with T-Bob and Scott Tracker. Now, I had to put on an Oscar-winning performance so as not to show my disappointment. But my God, this was one of the worst toys I ever had as a kid. There are so many things wrong with it. First up, T-Bob himself, I understand that they couldn't, do a cartoon accurate version that transformed in toy form, but my God. So in robot form, he looks okay, but in the bike form, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And the fact is, it has foot pegs, so Scott Tracker can stand on him. Now, again, with action figures, I'm going to say this, and you can quote me on this in future, but this is the worst action figure ever made. As a kid, I looked up to the M.a.s.k agents or the Star Wars characters or whatever. They were characters you would look up to. This was a boy who was younger than I was, and why the hell would I want a figure of a little boy? And even the way he's been sculpted, he's got this sort of campy, elbow pose going on there. And when you put him onto T-Bob, it just looks so awkward. His arms are nowhere near the handlebars. He's standing. It's just terrible. It was terrible then, and it's still terrible to this day. However, it was something I needed to add to my collection, and I'm glad I have it. Despite not loving it, it's something that still brings back memories, because as I just shared the story with you, I can remember clear as day coming home from school that day, full of anticipation, full of excitement, and being handed this. And I probably took it to my room and threw it on the floor or something. I was so disappointed. And as I mentioned, the figure 2 packs were probably less than this. But nevertheless, I had it, and it was in my mind these past few weeks that if I do want to collect all the toys I had as a kid, it will be something I'll need to get hold of. So I've done that, and you know, to be honest, I do give it a hard time, and deservedly so, but now that I have it in my possession, I'm looking at it, it doesn't really fit with the rest of the M.a.s.k toys, but I'm going to put it on display, and I'll look at it, and if nothing else, it can help me remember those days of being a kid and how I must have been a pretty damn good actor not to have shared my disappointment with my mom, who thought she was doing something good for me. So anyway, let me know in the comments if you had this set as a kid and what you thought of it. Am I wrong to think it was one of the worst toys ever made? Let me know. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I want to give special thanks to the patrons. Please like, please subscribe, and as always, stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s.